Hey, it's Mike with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it's Monday. It's January 23rd. This will be our chart lesson for the day. And just a quick look at the daily chart. As you can see, we finally got a convincing close outside that trend line. Um, Notice that we did move a measured move finally. Notice how we didn't get that measured move last time we came up short. We pulled back, we bounced and went right to it. So if you were to draw a little short-term trend line up through here, you do have a break and a new high now. Does that mean we're going to turn down? No, but it's possible. And again, that is the first break outside that trend line. Somebody else sent me, I've had a couple of people send me stuff about daily yet, but somebody else sent me theirs and they had it drawn more like this, saying that maybe this is an overshoot, so we might just get a reversal. Well, that's very possible. It all still fits in there, but if you drag it down here, it still all fits in there just as well. So which one is right? It's hard to say. We'll have to see. We probably won't know unless this thing just rallies and never comes back and makes a new low. So that's kind of how we'll have to leave it as of now. But this is the first convincing close outside that trend line. So does that mean we're going to turn down? Normally it does, but that doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. If there is an overshoot there, it's possible we're going to go much higher here. We may make another leg up like this one before we turn down or do whatever we're going to do from there. So anyway, interesting look at it. Nice rally. These last couple of trading days have been strong rally. Today was a really strong rally. We closed off the highs, but this thing was rallying strongly, and and you get really strong rallies like this in a bear market. We've talked about this before. You can see days like this, and then you turn around and sell right back off again. So you just never know. Just because what happens is people start buying and their stop runs start, and then more and more people get nervous and exit, and they're taking profits or they're trying to get out before their winning trade turns into a loser. And then you get when it starts moving like that, then you get the buyers to come in because it's a strong trend day, and then more buying, and so then more short covering, and you can get some huge rallies, even though we could drop like a rock any day. So just because we're starting to rally does not mean that the downtrend's over yet. I'd want to see us start making another larger trend up and attempting to make a measured move like this leg here before I'd really say, hey, we're probably about to rally up out of here and make a big rally. So we'll see what happens. But let's flip over to the intraday chart. It pretty much mirrors this. Real strong run up, then we had a sell off, and then we recovered some of it back. So you'll see that when we flip over. But let's flip over to the 2000 tick chart. We'll go through the trades and we'll wrap today up. Not a lot of trades today because of the strong movement, but we'll look at that in just a sec. Let's flip. Okay, here it is. And you can see once we did break and turn lower, we made a measured move equal to that first move. So in the end, I believe this is your channel, the green one. You get the two-legged break, move to a new high, and then it sells off. So you'll see these are what I just call action and reaction lines. You'll see these, and they don't always turn out to be channels. And today, I don't think this blue one was a channel. I just think they're action and reaction lines. And you can see the measured move there, and then we're working up it, and then we may drop down to the next equal one. So you'll see that a lot. And there's another way to look at this as well. Maybe it is a channel, and that was the high, and we got a little bit of an overshoot, which led to a reversal. But either way you look at it, I believe the green was the main channel. Then you get the two-legged correction, move to a new high, and that's a pretty strong sell-off that followed there. So, and again, we did move that measured move, the width of this blue line. So a couple of different ways to look at it there. The main thing is that you find these lines and you figure out what prices are doing and where they're headed. But let's zoom in here and we'll go through the trades. And there weren't a lot of early trades. We had a few later in the afternoon when we had this final trend working up. But till then, it was really sparse. There just were no great entry locations here, no great setups. Let's zoom in a little closer here. But early on, we had this trend up, break, new high. Then we're trending down, break, and a new low. And we headed for a new low. I like this because you've got this sideways stuff, and it's kind of like a failed breakout. It's only a first entry is the problem, but we're way away from the EMA, and when this thing actually broke higher and then turned down. If it breaks lower here, we're probably going to at least come back to the EMA, even if we're going to go higher. So I like that just to try to get it a ride back. But if you catch that, it runs all the way down and makes a new low on this khaki down channel. And you would expect that prices would try to do that. And at that point, it's looking like a range day. So we made a lower high after this break higher here. And so I like that just to try to run. It's a little bit aggressive. It's only a first entry, so you got to be careful with it. A few minutes later, there's a second entry here and a failed second entry long, but this looks more sideways, and this looks like a breakout, and you can see you're getting a little support at the resistance right across there. So I'm a little leery of that one. It's another one you probably could argue to be green. I'd probably skip it. And of course, we do bounce off a triple test down here and off this trend line as well. But there's no real setup. You don't want to enter on that inside bar, and it's right into the EMA. I just sit tight on that one. And of course, you don't want to do a breakout pullback because most of these breakouts fail. So unless you get a couple of bounces or tests of that resistance is now acting as support, I'm not trading that, and you only got one test of it and it takes off. And so just not a real good setup to trade that. And it does run on up, and there's just there is a second entry right here, but at this point this is not a real strong trend yet. So that just looks too congested. I'd probably skip it. I think it's too risky.